Okay, you guys. So, this is, I think this should be vlog number 22. And I'm going to title it My Testimony. Some of my subscribers have asked me to share it, so um, bear with me as I go back um, to October 2017. At that time, I was 35 years old. Um, I was doing a lot at that time. I was working, I was going to school, I was fully involved in the church, and I honestly, looking back on it now, feel like it was God trying to slow me down to take care of myself. But October 10th, 2017, I was resting at home before I went to work. I was working in retail at the time. When I was working not third shift, but night shift, where I didn't get off until midnight, sometimes 12:30 or 1 in the morning, and I would have gone in at like 5 o'clock. No, it was earlier than that, like 3 o'clock. Um, I was management at the time, so I had to be there when everybody else wasn't there to close up and all of that. So anyway, I was trying to rest, but my stomach felt uneasy. I was feeling sick on my stomach, so I had my nephew with me at the time. So I ended up trying to get him downstairs. I don't know how, but I had the strength to carry him down safely. And have you ever felt like sick to your stomach where you needed to vomit? It was one of those things. So I put him down and I ran to the bathroom. And I quickly told my mom, I was like, Mom, take Devin. And I just ran because I didn't want it to like get everywhere. Um, but it was uncontrollable. It was like a non-stop, kept coming out. So, but what came out wasn't nothing that I had eaten or any of that. It was all blood, pure red blood, everywhere, all on the walls, on the floor. I just could not contain it. I was trying to get it to go all in the toilet, but it just went everywhere. I could not stop it. I remember praying to God, God, please let it stop. And it did. But when it stopped, it made me pass out. I lost so much blood that I completely passed out on the floor. Now, um, some of this is from an account from my mother because I was out. So I didn't know everything that she was looking at, but I can tell you what I was doing or thinking internally. So mentally, while I was out, I was praying to God. Um, I knew the situation was bad because I had lost consciousness. But you know when they say that when you die, your hearing is the last to go? That's a very true statement. Because I was on the brink of death. And see, my mom is a nurse and she's seen people die before. And when people die, their eyes start to set to the back of their head. And that gives you an indication that they're dying. And that's what happened with me. While I was on the floor, my eyes were literally setting to the back of my head. And but I could still hear her though. I heard my nephew crying and I heard my mom crying out to God, please don't take her like this. Don't take her like this. Like I remember it like it was yesterday. So when I'm telling you, when people are in their comas and when they are out or unconscious, talk to them. I'm telling you, because they can hear you. And I'm only speaking from my experience. I can hear. So I'm just thinking that everybody else can. I'm telling you, talk to them. And it is gonna comfort them everything that you're saying. So talk to them. So that's when I heard my mom yell out to me, "Kerri, you pray." And as soon as she said that, I said, "God, help me." That was it. God help me. See, my parents taught me when I was very young the power of touch, but also that prayers don't have to be long. They can be short, and all you have to do is just mean it from the very bottom of your heart. So I said, God, I need you. I need you to help me. And before I knew it, I came to, but the paramedics was there, and they were asking me questions and stuff, but I didn't know the answers to all of it because I literally just came back to, and I didn't know what happened because I went out. If you lose so much blood, you will pass out, and that's what happened. So I'm sorry, y'all. When I talk about it, I get emotional because I don't know exactly why God brought me back here, but I'm so truly thankful that He did. But it's just like I'm so not worthy, and but He just saw something, I guess, special in me to keep me, I guess. But anyway, I got enough strength to get on the gurney. They took me to Alamance Regional, which is a local hospital. They could not help me. They said I needed a specialist, and the closest specialist was 20 minutes away. So all that Alamance Regional did was they just got me stable, so that I could drive to, not drive, but I could get it. I could make it to Moses Cone, which is in Greensboro, North Carolina, and once I got to Moses Cone, I was good, but I got bored. Nurses are in and out every day for like 3-4 days. I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, y'all just running my bill up. I mean, y'all just adding all this money together. Ain't nobody working on me. I can do this at home. I really, really thought that I was good. I was fine enough to go home. My doctors told me that I wasn't, but I didn't believe them. No, like, if I'm not, then y'all need to be working on me. I'm just saying. So, against doctor's orders, I tried to leave. I tried to leave the hospital. They call it like AMA or something like that. It's when you are like basically not listening to doctor's orders and you're leaving of your own free will because they don't want to get sued or nothing like that. So I signed it, and y'all, it's funny now, but it was so not funny back then. Okay, so I got to the very front entrance of the hospital, and I passed right back out. This in the mirror, that's it. I should have never. I should have listened to my doctor. Tip: listen to your doctors. Okay, listen to your doctors because they know what they're talking about. I should have never tried to leave the hospital. I passed right out. When I passed out the second time, I ended up sleeping for like almost 3 weeks. 3 weeks straight, I slept in a coma. Um, they had to cut my throat, if y'all can see that. I had a trachea in. I lost my voice completely. So when I did wake up, I couldn't talk at all. Actually, when I preach in my briefcase, I have this like little notepad because it's what I used to talk. I had to write everything down, like, I got a pen right here. Like, I had to write to communicate on writing notes and stuff. I would always ask, when am I going home? If somebody could do my meal order for the next day because I couldn't talk it into the phone. So I had my parents to like write down the things that I would want or would eat for the next days, because I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak at all. So this is not what I call my original voice. It's just the voice that God sent me home with. But I wanted to talk a little bit about what happened while I was in my coma. So in my coma, I had a lot of dreams. I dreamed that the hospital staff was like a rock band, and I wanted to sing too. I wanted to try to rap like Left Eye. Like, I had some crazy dreams. I had another dream of me and my father walking in this meadow, and there's food around, and I wanted to give the food to the people because it's like hungry people looking at the food like they want it. And so I had wanted to give the food to them, but it was a lady tending the garden and she was being selfish with it. And I remember whispering to my dad, like, Dad, why won't she give them food? They're hungry. And I remember like taking some of the food and I gave it to the people because I guess I just wanted to be a blessing to them. I didn't want them to be hungry. And to this day, if anybody interprets dreams, let me know what that means. Um, but after 2.5 weeks, wait before I go to that. Okay, while I was in a coma, I was also on a ventilator. So not only did I get a trach, but I was on a ventilator as well. So I was not breathing on my own. I literally had a machine breathing for me. And there's a certain amount of days that you can stay on a ventilator, and I exceeded those days. I think it's 10, and I was on there like 11 or 12 days. But the only way that I could come off of the ventilator is if they put the trach in. So I was on the ventilator first, and then they put the trach in, and the only way they got me off of the ventilator was the trach. Um, my parents, of course, had to okay them doing that procedure. So that is one procedure that I know of. Um, but once I woke up, I was so hungry, y'all. I was so skinny, so small. I mean, if you're friends with me on Facebook and you've seen the pictures, like I look like a skeleton. I wasn't full figured like this. Um, very skinny. Um, I had to go through like breathing treatments. I had to do like swallowing tests, um, because I guess eventually they knew that I was going to start eating like real food, and they didn't want me to like get choked or anything, and I had to trach in and everything, so they wanted to make sure the food would go down. I was also in physical therapy. Um, Everyone in my denomination went up in prayer for me. That's why I always quote the prayers of the righteous availeth much, because it's only and even my doctor told me, um, you made it because of three things: your faith, your family, and the fact that you're young. See, I was 35 at the time. I'm gonna be 39 February 5th, you guys. So God gave me 4 more years, and when I tell you how I'm so grateful because it's a birthday that I did not think that I would get to see. um, so I'm so thankful to still be here, and anything that I need to work on to better myself, I got the chance to do it, and I'm gonna do it. My goal now is just to be the best Kerri that I could be, to fix any and every mistake, that I have within myself, and continue to do the work of God, because I gotta get back to being in the hospital as a chaplain. Just to be there for those who were once in the situation that I was in. I was in the hospital for a whole month, October 10th to November 10th. After the physical therapy and all the things that I just said, um, eventually I was able to go home, and I got a splenectomy while I was in there. Um, so I had like staples, like I actually have a scar on my stomach. I had staples in. Um, Apparently, there's 1% of people with Felty syndrome, Felty. And those people who have Felty syndrome is just 1%. Apparently, I'm the 1%. But they have arthritis and they have an enlarged spleen. And they tried to do a surgery to reduce my spleen, but it was too big. And when they did the surgery, it just got bigger. So they was just like, we had to take this thing completely out. So apparently, since the splenectomy, I'm in the best health that I've ever been in. So to God be the glory for the great things that He has done. Apparently, I'm in the best health that I've ever been in. Now the breathing is still, you might sometimes hear it in my when I preach and stuff, but I am determined to use this voice that I do have, because at one point I had no voice. So the voice that I do have, I am going to use it to preach, sing, talk, and anything else that I can do with this bad boy. Because I'm just thankful to even have a voice. And I know that sounds crazy, because you're like, everybody has a voice. Everybody knows. There are some people who've had trachs who don't have their voice. There are some people who have woken up from their comas and their voice is completely gone. Which is why you guys be grateful for the small things. Like breathing and walking and talking and eating and being able to do things on your own. Be grateful for those things. And I know that they may seem small, but they are big. Because there's somebody that didn't wake up this morning. There's somebody that is sick in the hospital and they can't move at all. People who may be paralyzed or something like that. The small things, I'm just saying, be grateful for. The little things. The small things. Because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. You just never know. So once I got home, I actually before I left the hospital, they ended up taking the trach out, and it had to heal. And then a couple of weeks after that, once I went home, I had to go back to get the staples taken out. So that is pretty much it. So all of this got started because I have arthritis, and my spleen was too big, and it had enlarged because of me having arthritis. And I don't know, they said it wasn't the medicine, because I have RA medicine. They said it wasn't that. They don't know what happened. But my spleen became too big and it was squirting out blood, which is why I was throwing up blood. So that is what happened. As far as I know, everything right now is all good. I am now a student at Hood Theological Seminary, and I am on the board of examiners. I am on the second level now, which if you guys have seen the previous video, then you already know about that. So I just want to end it by thanking my family and every single preacher who's ever prayed for me. because prayer works. If you don't believe me, then I'm sure that you know another living witness who can attest that prayer works and it changes things. I know this video was a long one, but a whole lot happened, and I just wanted to get it all out there. But prayer works. Always pray and pray without ceasing. It works, you guys. So take care of each other, take care of your families, be nice to your friends, and never take life for granted, because life is so short. So love the ones that are around you. Don't take life for granted. You only get one. So live it to the fullest and do the right thing at all times for yourself, but also for one another. I'm so thankful for every single preacher that prayed for me, for my family who had to, in the beginning, had to take care of me. When I first got home, I could not take a shower because I had staples in or whatnot, so I had to be like bathed, I could bathe myself, but sometimes I had to, be bathed and certain things like that. When I think about the situation, it brings tears to my eyes, because I always think about how I'm not worthy. Like, I'm just Kerri, nothing too special, everyday girl next door kind of person, why, and I know they say don't question God, but sometimes I do wonder, why, God, why'd you bring me back? Now, I do know that at the time I had been called into ministry and I hadn't accepted my calling yet. So I don't know if that had something to do with it or not. And so, of course, as soon as I got home, I rushed to the church and I hurried up and did my initial, because I remember, I forgot to say that when I was talking about my dreams. I remember begging God for my life. And I told him that if he sent me back, then I would say yes. That I would say yes, because I had been running, and I had been running for since 2010. And it was 2017, so it had been 7 years of me running. Because I told him if he sent me back, then I'll finally do my initial sermon. I'll say yes to your will and to your way. Just give me one more time to get it right. And he granted my wish. And for the rest of my life, I'll thank God for this second chance. I'll thank God for waking me up every single morning. Actually, every single morning I say that. God, I thank you for letting me see another day. Because it couldn't have been so. Small things. Be grateful for the small things. I'm sorry if this was too long, you guys, but I'm trying to fulfill the request of a couple of subscribers who wanted me to share my personal testimony. And it's more, but I might do that in another second video. So I thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Click like. Feel free to leave me a comment and tell me about your testimony. I would love to hear your testimonies, because I know that God hasn't been just good to me. I'm pretty sure he's been good to you too. So share your blessings, share your testimonies, and I absolutely love y'all. I thank you for supporting me. I thank you for the encouragement, and stay tuned for the next Motivational Monday. I'll be talking about a topic that was requested to me, and I'm sure that y'all are going to be interested in it. So here we go. So until next time, Peace.